Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sold with Updike Pugh.
And I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and we're here talking to you about some Dallas real estate on this cold and rainy day. Can you believe the rain we've had lately?
And it's been a lot. We kind of went from having this real drought in the early in the year, and now it's like the earth can't keep up.
I'm telling you, I saw some interesting video down in South Texas, down there by Fredericksburg. Some bridges were washing out. So everybody stay safe. And what's the big term everybody says? Turn around.
Don't drown.
There you go. So let's go ahead and jump into this, and let's start talking about some Dallas real estate. So we're going to step into deep East Dallas. One of the very first ones that we want to talk about is 5540 Victor Street.
Yep, 5540 Victor Street is a really cool house that is in the Junius Heights Historic District. And Junius Heights is actually the largest historic district in the city of Dallas. This is going to be north of I-30 to the east of Highway 75 or Central Expressway. It's in a really old section of the town. This neighborhood has a lot of community events going on there. Three of the things that they do throughout the year is they have an event that's called the Spring Fling. They have their Fall Home Tour, and the Fall Home Tour is a really good opportunity to go through a lot of the homes that are in that neighborhood and really get to see what people have done to bring them up to modern standards while still retaining the charm of the age and the style of home. And the neighborhood itself is full of arts and crafts style bungalows, lots of four squares. It's just one of those really unique neighborhoods here in Dallas.
Yeah, and this neighborhood, we started off, I would say, if you start looking at the house from curb appeal, it did a great job of having it well manicured. Front door and a great porch was always a bonus when approaching a house from a buyer standpoint. And inside this home, it flowed very, very well. What they've done is they've actually used a warm grayish, which is gray and beige. This one is throughout the house, and it does a really good job of creating a flow that goes from front door all the way to the back. The design of this floor plan starts with the living room and then flows into a dining room and then ends up in the kitchen. One of the great things about this dining room is that it has plenty of space for all the furniture, whether it's a buffet or wants to seat 8, you can get everybody in there. And also one of the great things about this home is that the kitchen and the bathrooms, not just the master, have been renovated. We see time and time again when this doesn't quite hit the mark, but this one does a great job with some marble tile as the backsplash. They've gone ahead and replaced the range where it has both the smaller top portion and then the larger bottom portion, which is really one of those features that has become more and more popular today. But then they've also kept a nod and stayed with the actual retro Vena-hood, which lends itself to such a good eclecticness. And then when we go into the master bathroom, what we see is a large walk-in shower and plenty of room for, again, all the furniture. This home also has enormous outdoor space and entertaining. So whether you're planning for a large fall party or you're going to plant for there's the picture of the shower. That shower is glass enclosed, and it makes the most of the space and not feeling like you're completely squeezed into that. And we like that the way the mirrors also sit above and give yourself a more modern look rather than being too framed out. This home is on the market and is priced at $412,000, which is $271 per square foot. So if you're looking for a great 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage that's right around 1,500 square feet, built in 1955, this is the one for you.
That's great. And we all of these houses are listed with our company, and we wanted to say thank you to Kurt and Paige Elliott for letting us talk about their listing today.
Yep. Thank you so much, Kurt and Paige. All right, so moving right along, we're going to look at 1505 North Haskell, unit number 2.
Yep, 1505 North Haskell is located in a neighborhood that is called it's kind of been coined the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
And many of the developers that were building townhomes in the Oak Lawn market ran out of room, or the land that was left became so expensive they couldn't really build what they wanted on it. And so they jumped to the other side of Central Expressway. And this neighborhood is very, very convenient to Ross Avenue, taking you directly into downtown. You can jump on Live Oak Street. It'll take you right into downtown. It's just got really, really great access. It is also within walking distance to Baylor Hospital. So if you happen to be very klutzy, you can have a very easy trip over there.
So this home is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And it is 2-car garage, 1937 square feet, and was built in 2007. The HOAs come in at $300 a month, and they include blanket insurance, exterior maintenance, reserves, water, trash, and sewer. Now, one of the most amazing things about this home is that the owners of this home really have gone the distance and taken smart home technology and have really made the most of it. It incorporates great space, well lit, wood floors, nice white museum finish, but I really got inspired by how the technology works. So this home had a really interesting setup. So they actually had it where not only did their system for their sound system and their lights and their thermostat, but also the shades and the alarm system were connected to Alexa, and they had done a really great so he's looking at me like, you gotta be kidding, but it's true. So they had actually set up a really smart display that allowed you to interact as a home buyer, possible home buyer, or as the agent helping them display, to say, Alexa, lower the shades. And throughout the house, all the shades would lower. But it made it really simple when I walked in and the first sign said, say, Alexa, turn on the lights. Immediately I said, Alexa, turn on the lights, and the whole house lit up. And it was really something that kind of added a very special wow feature. I think that this may be one of those things that we kind of encourage some of our sellers to participate in.
I would agree. It was a great idea because, how many times have we walked somebody into a home?
Yep.
And we have to run around and turn all the lights on first before they can really get to see that home. And you probably see this as much as I do. Buyers don't turn lights on.
No.
They walk into a home and they just kind of amble their way through it. And if, we're not there flipping the switches on really quickly, it's tough. And, from the seller's perspective, we don't want all our sellers to have all of their lights on all day long waiting for that one possible showing.
Yep.
So it's a system that I think you could implement fairly inexpensively and would really pay off.
This is one of those houses that literally inspired me to go, this is something that I want to get up to. So enough about gushing about the Alexa. Mm-hmm. If we kind of switch gears, I want to take a look at the picture that is with the kitchen. Let's go ahead and go to the kitchen real quick. The kitchen is interesting because what you think you're looking at is pantries, but there's a really interesting dark looks like shelving that goes around. And what's so great about that is those are actually pocket doors. So the one that we see here on the right, that is actually a pocket door that takes you to a powder bath. Yeah, right there, perfect. And then on the other side, there is yet another pocket door, and that one will take you into a pantry. So this is a really great use of space. One of the other things that they've done is they've done lighting. So under the hearth, where you typically would not put anything, they've actually added light. So it creates this ambiance really quickly, and it's, again, interactive. I give this place also 2 big thumbs up for the ability that it had outdoor space. So on the first floor, you had a patio. Off of the second floor, you had an additional space where you could grill. And then off of the upstairs bedroom, there was a balcony and a stairwell that would take you up to yet one more. So this overall has great move-in potential, good views of Dallas. One of those places that I feel like is really up and coming, the gentrification is really high on this one. It is priced at $425, which comes in at $219 a square foot.
That's a really good price for a product with that quality and that kind of finish in that marketplace.
I would agree. And we want to give a big thank you to Mark O'Donnell for allowing us to feature your property, and good luck with that one. All right, let us jump now over to, all right, so get ready, everybody we're going to zip all the way to Irving, and this is 10207 Donley Drive. This home is located just to the west of 635, north of MacArthur. It is to the north and east of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's a really central location for the entire Metroplex. There are really easy way to get to this off of MacArthur, and then there are additional walking trails that make this neighborhood very, very popular, and we've seen some really great traffic this weekend with the open house that we had. It also abuts Farmers Branch and Carrollton, which are, again, really great communities.
Yeah, it's this is in Valley Ranch, which is a really large, almost master plan development out there that has had homes that were constructed 25 years ago, but they are, there's so much land out there, they can still build. They're building product there right now, and the product that has been on the ground for a little while is really a better value than the brand new construction out there, because I think the brand new construction starts in the $400,000 to $500,000 range, and this is a really cool 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It has great hardwood floors from the front door all the way to the back door. There's a little carpet in a couple of the bedrooms and some tile in the wet areas, but as you can see in this picture, the hardwoods were hand scraped and stained and finished, and it really does glow like that. The kitchen, it's a really open floor plan, and I think one of the great things about this home is the kitchen, while it's separated from the formal dining room, is wide open into the den, and it's got a serving bar in the kitchen and then also has an island in the kitchen. So you've got a lot of prep space. You've got just a really great entertainment potential in it. The countertops in the kitchen are granite, and it's a granite that has kind of weathered the style of time, or the time of style, where it's a product that someone would put in there today. And this is a home I think is also unique in that it has a full room as a utility room. So it doesn't just have the closet doors that open up and there's your washer and dryer. It's actually got a room tucked away off to the side. Every inch of this house is used amazingly well. And really the big bonus on this is it has a beautiful sparkling pool in the rear, and which takes up a good portion of the backyard, you can see right there. But it is just an amazing feature. There are not many homes on the market out there for sale right now that have pools, and this one's in fantastic shape. They've just had quite a bit of maintenance done on the motor on it, on the filters, so it's really spectacular outdoors. And something that you don't see in the photos is that down the side of the house, there are raised bed gardens that have been put into place that already have irrigation built in. So if you've got somebody that really wants to work in the outdoors, this is the home for them. This one is priced at $365,000. It is about 2,350 square feet, and that brings it in at about $154 a square foot, and that is a really, really good value for Valley Ranch.
Yep. Very good. Well, that concludes our trip into Irving, and now we're going to move back over to North Dallas, and that is one that we've talked to you before, but we wanted to kind of highlight it again. It's 10823 Pagewood Place. This one is located in North Dallas, and
this is between Royal and Walnut Hill, just off of Bodecker. It's a great little neighborhood that is on the north end of what we refer to as the Meadows. The Pagewood Place property is on a cul-de-sac lot that is at the really the end of the cul-de-sac, and it's about a half of an acre, and that gently slopes down to the creek. It's got about 4,000 square feet in it. Really has, just some amazing components with the 22-foot ceilings and all of the decking out in the back, and the multiple living spaces out of doors, and the landscaping that's there. It's just like, one feature after another. And then kind of the big bonus is it's got a big bocce court down at the bottom of it. So it's really an amazing property.
This house also is one of those rare ones that also is going to boast 2 master bedrooms, and we find that that really worked pretty great in the marketing. So many people at the open houses were coming in and saying, show us that second master. And one of the great things about this second master is that it actually has a full master bathroom, and it also has a walk-in closet. So it's not like you're giving up. Yes, the main master is much larger, and that's a great image of it. But both of these masters are equal and are large enough for you. They also both open up outside. And as Jeff was saying, there's lots of outdoor space. So we have, in this decking system itself, is both a grill and seating area. And then there's another large outdoor table and a seating area adjacent. This one then has an enormous steps down to the bocce court. And there's extensive lighting that is outside, both on the perimeters of the flower beds, but also in the trees. So this is one of those houses that we really took and went and did as much as we could to make the twilight shots as great as we could. And I think that they kind of paid off.
Yeah.
And this comes in at $1,170,000 and is priced at $299 per square foot. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to talk about our next one that's coming on the market later this week?
So, drumroll please, we have a coming soon. So, this one is going to be 305 South Windermere in Winnetka Heights. This is a really great location. I think we talked about the cliff many a times, and we just can't get enough of the Oak Cliff right now. This is between east and west is between Hampton and Polk, and if you went north and south, it would be between Jefferson and 12th. It actually is pretty adjacent to Bishop's Art District, quick scooter ride to there, and then also you get the benefit of the Trinity Groves. But what we really like is that we're seeing that there are more and more ways to get in and out of the cliff. And one of the best ways right now is Singleton. So Singleton will actually allow you to go across, dip onto 35, or actually get on the toll road right away. Also, the Hampton Bridge is amazing. And if you haven't seen it before, that probably is one of the best views of the skyline for Dallas in the evenings. The sun sets just perfectly and the height is amazing. Right now, if you're interested, because the waters are so high, it has some of the best reflective views in the evening. So night photography on this bridge is amazing.
Yeah.
So enough about that.
Yeah. The house itself is in Winnetka Heights. It's a historic district. And the owners have lived in this house for a very, very long time, but it is obvious as you walk through that they have taken immaculate care of it. It has the original gas fireplace. One of the really cool things about this home, and we've been in a lot of homes in historic districts, but one of the cool things about this you won't get anywhere else is the concentric hardwood floors that are laid in the living areas in this.
So what does that mean again? Because this is the first time I had seen concentric hardwood floors in the listing that we had.
So concentric hardwood floors are where they are laid in a square, and you can see in this picture right here how the floors were cut and laid by hand, coming all the way toward the center of the room, and it just is a unique, really handcrafted way of putting floors in. It would not surprise me that with the age of this home being built in 1911, that these wood floors were actually milled right there on the spot and put in.
I'd say that's true. Yep. This is a great floor plan. It is a easy, what do we call, front porch, dining room, living room. They love this house for the simple fact that they have a large dining room table, and when they need to, they can extend it and seat up to 8, I believe. The detailing in the ceiling is hardcore Hallmark card for what we call the arts and crafts movement. And they have done a great job of retaining that, not painting over it, but keeping it to the original luster. The kitchen, they have actually done a great job of doing the renovation in, and it's extremely functional, all included. They've done the extra set of cabinets at the top, which are a huge bonus. This homeowner loves to cook and throw dinner parties, and so she also had it renovated to include a pot filler.
Yep.
Great space here. 2 additional bedrooms, 3 actually,
Yep.
And they are all of great size. The master is enormous, and it actually opens up to the actual decking. And then there's also seating outside to go with the ever beautiful pool that they have there. So
Yeah, I think the master bedroom on this is 22 feet long by about 14 feet wide.
I will take your word for it.
It is just an amazing sized room. The master bath on this has been redone very nicely. Yep. The hallway bath, although it's in very original products used, it is in immaculate condition, much like the rest of the home. This is also a unique home in the fact that it has a pool, right. And there are really not very many pools at all in the Winnetka Heights Historic District, but this is one that has a really nice pool, nice hot tub in the back, outdoor lighting, it's a great entertainment home. Whether you want to have people inside or whether you want to have people outside.
So this one we have coming live. It will be live on Friday. First showings will be available on Saturday. It is priced at $475, which brings it in at $254 per square foot. There are plenty of comps to support this sales price. So if you have any interest, we'd love to hear from you.
Yep, just give us a call. We'll be happy to set up a showing for you.
Well, one of the things that we like to do is after this, we like to update you on what's actually happened with the homes that we've talked about, because we always want to know kind of where the market is. And one that we wanted to let you know that the listing at 4616 Lovers Lane, which was the 2-bedroom condo that's off of Inwood, that one actually is now under contract. And 5839 Meadowcrest is also under contract. Yep. So the market does continue to show its strength.
The market is moving. The market's moving very much. And one of the things that I think is important when we have so many people moving here is not just the homes that we have available themselves, but what are the activities and what are the things that go on and what are the arts events and what are the charitable events that occur. We wanted to talk to you about one of the big ones that's happening this weekend.
Yep. So we did a quick little video where we had Jen Burns, who is deeply involved with the Cattle Barons Ball.
She's one of the committee members.
She is. And so we caught up with Jen and did a quick talk about what's happening this weekend. So let's take a look. Hi, everybody. I'm Weston, and I'm here with Jen Burns, and we want to talk a little bit about the Cattle Barons Ball that's happening. Jen, you want to tell us a little bit about when this is going to go on?
Sure, Weston. Thanks for having me. A week from Saturday, Cattle Barons Ball will be held at Gillies, Dallas.
Excellent.
And we're excited about that. We've got our friend Zach Brown Band, the headlining performer.
Oh, good.
And on our VIP stage, Charlie Daniels Band.
Wow, that's a great one too, right there. Can't wait to be there. Tell us a little bit about the committee that makes this possible.
Absolutely. It takes an army, 100 women to be exact.
Wow.
All volunteers work all year long to put together this one big gala night.
That's awesome. And what's your goal for this night?
Well, our goal kind of depends, multi-million, but over the last 44 years, right, we've raised $77 million.
That's amazing.
And all of that goes to the American Cancer Society, cancer research specific in North Texas, which makes it really unique.
Wow. That's so great, and I know that's a great group. I know that I do cancer work, and so this is awesome that you guys are doing that. Thank you all so much. This couldn't be possible. It'd be a great time to give us a little shout out for the sponsors.
Absolutely. Again, all the millions of dollars we raised, we couldn't do without our sponsors. Just to name a few, which is barely hitting the list. We've got our friends at Andrews, Winston Strawn, our community friend forever, Nancy Rogers, Sewell, Park Place.
Well, that sounds like a great group, and I can't wait to be there, and say the dance for me, okay? Thanks so much. Hey, well, we hope you found that interesting, and if there's anything else you'd like to know about in the arts and art scene, let us know, and we'll be happy to do a little research on that.
Absolutely. One of the other things that we wanted to talk about today was just a few things that we're looking for people, the buyers that we're looking for homes for right now. And we know that you have friends and neighbors and people you work with that are bringing their homes on the market, and we want to know about them. We'd love to help them with selling that, but even if they've already arranged to have a relationship with a realtor, we'd just love to know about the properties, because we have buyers that really are serious and intent on buying. You want to talk about our first one?
Yep. So we actually have two different buyers, and they're almost looking for the identical thing. They are looking up in the Frisco Plano area, and what they're both looking for is for a home that is between 2,000 and about 27,000 square feet. The price point can go up to about $365. 3 bedrooms is fine as long as it has an office, 2-car garage, and one of them for sure wants to have a large backyard. They're from Boston, and they kind of are homesick for the large lots. The other family is okay with not having a large lot, but I will tell you that both of them are really specific, no pulls on these. If you know of anybody, school, church, work, or soccer practice that has one of these homes that's coming on the market in that area, please let us know. We've got the buyers. We'll put them in our cars.
Yep.
One of the other ones that we have is an investor. We've helped them with multiple properties, and right now they are looking for, let's just say, something that is really a higher end product, up to about 300 in the far north Dallas near UTD. They'll make this an actual investment cash flow. And so what actually happens is in the past that this type of product that they purchase doesn't typically come on the market as a lease. And what happens is we get really great candidates, and we actually have been able to lease them for quite a long time. If you know of anything that's looking like that, we'd love to know about it.
We have another investor that we're working with right now that is looking for, specifically for a duplex. And this investor wants to live in half of it and then rent the other half out, which is a really smart way to begin your real estate investment career. One of the great things about buying a duplex where you live in half of it and rent the other part out is that when financing comes into play, this is treated just like a single family home. So you are underwritten under those guidelines. You actually have higher loan limits for this type of product, but your down payment is still going to be in the smaller down payment range. This investor would like to have something that's at least a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on each side. He'd really prefer a 3-bedroom, would like a 2-car garage, and is looking somewhere between the $300,000 and $400,000 range.
So if you know of anything, let us know. We'd love to help you guys out. So in the next segment, we're going to talk just a little bit about the weather and how it can both impact both a buyer and a seller. And specifically, we want to kind of address, how does the rain affect people? Not many people give much thought to it, but as someone who's been in sales for a while, I think that I love the challenges, and I also love the filters that come with it. So,
I think one of the big thing that happens especially when you're working with buyers this time of year, is it's a really good way to figure out if the property has any roof leaks.
Yeah, this is one of those critical times when finding out the condition of the roof, if the repairs, if there were any that were made, are quality, and can give you and your inspector a really great idea of what the scope is. One of the biggest things that we always say, roofing and foundation. Those are the two things you've got to take care of.
And this, even if it's a home that the roof was just put on, maybe it was put on this spring after a hailstorm, there are still mistakes that get made along the way. And you may not find them until you have this volume of water coming down. So,
and we've had a lot of volume of water, so we're going to know if they've got a leak.
Yeah, the next thing that is really important about how rain affects us is it helps people determine whether they've got water in their crawl space or if they've got drainage issues, and that in turn affects the foundation.
It's one of those key things that even if it hasn't rained the day that you're doing the inspection, but in the past, this is one of those things that lets you know how fast does it drain if it's on a pier and beam, and then also if it does have dehumidifiers or fans under there, if they are working and if they're calibrated correctly. So this is always a great thing for us. One of the things also that we talk about drainage is that, or the grading. We actually had a house that we had under contract, and on the day that we had the inspection, a really good downburst of rain came through, and lo and behold, the patio that had been poured was poured on a negative slope and came back into the house. It was one of those great things that allowed us to negotiate, and at the end, the deal didn't go through, but it was a really great time for us and was an eye-opener. We are all about having a rain before the inspection so that we get a really clean idea of what's happening under the most, not worst, but under trying circumstances.
Yep, and one of the other things that comes into play is how the neighborhood itself handles water. Whether it's a brand new neighborhood or an older neighborhood, just the amount of new construction that's going on, even in older neighborhoods right now, can change the way water runs off of a lot. And you may find that it runs right into the street in front of your house, and if that storm drain is no longer big enough to handle the flow of water, then you could be having that water start encroaching on your property.
Actually, one of the neighborhoods that I lived in years and years ago, the neighbor did not know that the actual low spot on the street behind them was against their backyard. And when it rained, it was a race to get to the front gate to allow the water out. Otherwise, he did have actual damages to his home. So this is one of those things that we love to know about it. And then if we take and talk about how does it affect a seller? Sellers, this is a great time for you to get ahead of certain curves. Rain for a seller is the best filter, aside from a Cowboy game going on, is one of the best filters. If they come through and book an appointment, they are buying. There is no reason for anybody to be out in the rain. They are not kicking tires. It is not cheaper than a movie. They are out there to buy a house.
Yep.
We always tell our clients, if they book during that time, this is when it's lights, camera, action. It is go time for your house.
Yep, it is, and it's a really good filter for open houses.
Absolutely.
I had an open house on last Sunday, and it rained the majority of that day, but I still had 8 people that came through, and I could tell when they walked in the front door, every one of them was really, they were a real buyer looking for something to buy.
Yep, we are very specific with our clients on the sellers that we have on those bad weather days. Accept every one of those bookings that comes through. You just never know if that may be your buyer that comes in.
Yep.
One of the last things that we're going to talk about for actual sellers is issues.
And they are always easier to address before it goes under contract.
All day long.
Yep. One of the things about our, a lot of times we recommend sellers have a pre-sale home inspection. And the big benefit for the buyers is they may spend $300 or $400 up front for that inspection, but the opportunity to make those repairs and make them with the people that they want.
Correct.
Is a really big, it's a really big cost savings to them. The way our contracts are structured, the contract says that any repairs that the buyer and seller agree to after it's under contract have to be completed by someone who is licensed for that repair. So, getting a general handyman to come and take care of 90% of those items is really out anymore.
Yep. So this is one of those times when sellers can get ahead of it, and it always allows you to put your best foot forward when it comes to dealing with buyers. You've only got one first impression, so use rain to the best of your ability to get that best first impression.
Yep.
So, well, thank you all so much for taking this time to join us. I think that we've done a quick run through of some of the Dallas stuff that we like to see. If you are out there and there's comments that you have, or if there's information that you'd like us to do some research on, or homes that you'd like to see, please give us a contact. We'd love to reach out and hear from you.
Yep, and we would encourage you to go to our website. You can set up searches there for homes. It's updikepugh.com. And then from that, you can start getting automatic emails about any homes that match your criteria. I think one of the cool things about our website is you can set up multiple searches. So maybe you've got a very specific neighborhood in Frisco you want. Maybe you've got a very specific neighborhood in Dallas that you would consider. Then that you can set up those searches independently and get emails about everything.
Yep. Well, very good. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. As always, come back and see us next week, Tuesday, 3:30, and we'll be live.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.